Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's Just Two Movies.
Welcome back to another episode of It's Just Two Movies. My name is Daniel King. In the studio with me this evening is a new guest on the show, my good friend Chad.
Hello, Dan.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much. What's going on, Bubba?
It's not, fuck. And it's not, he's not the Bubba guy. He's not the Bubba guy. That's funny that you bring that up, though. So it's your first episode on the show. It's just Chad, like the way Cher uses it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Well, welcome to the show, man. Just gonna kick it, have a couple of beers, and watch a goofy ass movie. And
absolutely.
I think we're doing breakfast for dinner.
We are.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, exciting times we're living in. You know. So as is tradition, guest gets to pick the first movie to come on the show, and you went with Nefarious, which was so I'd seen the trailer for this before it came out. I didn't know that it came out though ever.
That's kind of how I was until I was scrolling through Prime one day and I saw it on there and decided that it was necessary to watch.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the trailer as well.
Yeah, it's a good flick, man. So if you're not familiar with Nefarious, it is an R-rated 2023 mystery, 1 hour 38-minute runtime. I got some problems with that. Like mystery, I guess. Is it very mystery-y?
What I looked up, it was listing it as a thriller/suspense film.
Okay, nice. So you can get some mixture. That actually sounds a lot closer to home.
Right.
So 2023 mystery, 1 hour 38-minute runtime, 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb, 35% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb, and 94% of Google users like this movie.
Yeah, the audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes did come up at 96 as well, though.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, yeah. I think that's good. I don't know, just how we use it for comparison. That Rotten Tomato scores really is just, it's trash. It's like bought and paid for, you know what I mean?
It has to be.
Sorry if I'm a little nasally, getting over a head cold. A lot of drainage, but don't worry, I'll be washing that down.
I will as well. Miller Lite, eh?
So, Nefarious was directed by Carrie Sullivan and Chuck Konzelman, best guess. Box office $5.4 million, distributed by Co de Gloria Releasing, based on a Nefarious plot by Steve Deace? That's got to be Dace. This stars Sean Patrick Flaherty, Jordan Bell, Glenn Beck, and that's all.
Pretty much. I mean, most of the movie is just dialogue around two people.
Yeah. So, without spoiling it for somebody, like you did for me, because you just kind of picked it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. And I went to Google and I scrolled down and I just just glanced at the whatever the scores are because I'm gonna watch it anyway. I was amped about it from the trailer. It felt like it had been so long and I'd forgotten about it. But fucking cool movie with 3 dudes in it.
Third. Who are you referring to as the third?
The warden?
Oh, the warden. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, I guess there's more. There's a priest. Who plays the fucking priest? Tom Omer.
It's just kind of one scene, though.
No, that's Tom Omer plays the warden.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess Glenn Beck. I don't know who the fuck Glenn Beck is in that.
Yeah, because what was the father's name? Lou?
Yeah, some shit like that. Anyways, what would you tell somebody this is about without spoiling it?
I mean, I didn't feel like I spoiled it for you. It's about an inmate on death row who's about to be put to death that day. A psychiatrist has to come in to evaluate if he's eligible to be put to death. And while the psychiatrist is in there, the inmate tells him before he leaves he's going to commit 3 murders.
Yeah.
I feel like that's well stated without spoiling anything.
Yeah. I guess that's a very cat and mouse game mystery. I get that tracks the more I think about it. Here's it's got a lot going on with it. There's one thing that it specifically reminds me of. It reminds me of fucking that movie with fucking Denzel Washington And that fucking time is on my side. That bit where he's jumping from body to body and it's just an evil spirit.
I don't believe I've seen it.
Oh, God. All right, hold on. I'm going to give it a quick goog.
Don't
Hey, what's that movie where Denzel Washington, he's like catching a ghost spirit guy and he's singing that time song? Fallen.
IMDb.
Oh, yeah. It's a good flick. We might have to visit that sometime. But here's the thing is in that, Denzel's a detective or whatever, officer. And he goes to see a inmate that he put in prison that's on death row. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. I think it's played by Woody Harrelson. I think. And anyway, the guy gets the electric chair or whatever the deal is. But then he keeps following him, Denzel Washington. The spirit keeps following him, and it just inhabits other people.
It's kind of like a Child's Play situation.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. And that's what this does, but it took just the execution bit and made it the whole movie.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
It is, yeah. It's pretty cool. It's just a neat way to... This is a story that's borrowed from multiple sources. You know what I mean? This is probably an old fucking Poe poem I don't know about or some shit.
Yeah.
But the death row inmate that can't die or whatever, it's fucking cool. It's a fun, I don't know, fun hat to put on, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, I guess we're going to go ahead and get into it. All full tilt spoilers for
Nefarious.
Nefarious, not Fallen. I still have that up on my fucking phone. There we go. So you get the good doctor, Jordan Belfi, and he's rolling up to the prison. No, well, I mean, it opens up with the other guy.
It does, the original psychiatrist.
Okay. So I think here's what I'm going to do. I don't think there's a way for us to effectively talk about the movie in a long way. So I am just going to shotgun it and spoil it.
Okay.
And then we'll just talk about the stuff we liked or didn't. Or we can elaborate on certain things. But just to get everybody on the same page. The opens up, you got a guy, psychiatrist. He jumps out his window and commits suicide. And then you cut to the new psychiatrist, played by Jordan Belfi. And he's rolling up to the prison, and they're like, oh, you're going to go talk to this guy? He's fucking wacko or whatever. He thinks he's two people. It's his job to see whether that guy is mentally fit to undergo an execution. He's had multiple stays.
Yeah.
So he goes to interview Sean Patrick Flaherty. And he gets in there and he chit-chats with him, and he's like, I'm a demon. And he's like, well, you fucking crazy? And that's the movie. He's like, yeah, you're going to murder 3 people. I'm a fucking demon. Suck my dick. And ain't shit you can do about it. And the rest of it is like, it's really, really good writing. Yeah, I think it's great dialogue for sure.
Absolutely.
And acted pretty well. It took me a minute to kind of settle into Sean Patrick Flaherty. But as soon as I did, man, I really, really was getting a kick out of it.
Yeah, I can see how his tics may come off as obnoxious at first, but after you sit through it for 10, 15 minutes, you realize that that is the character.
He cools him off a little bit, I think, too, because he's coming in real hot with extra. But maybe he does that shit deliberately. It makes more sense at the end of the movie if it were overly dramatic at the beginning. I didn't get a chance to go back and watch it again, but it took me a minute to ease into it. But once I did, man, I was all in. I fucking liked it a lot. I thought his performance was great.
Yeah, it definitely was.
So that's pretty much the gist without spoiling the very, very end. Do you have any like specific things that you're like, man, I fucking love this part?
I don't know. I just love the whole concept of it. Just I've always been fascinated by demonology aspects, even though I'm not a religious person.
Yeah, me neither. It's like, it's just a good old canon storyline, man. I love it. I also love Greek mythology and Roman mythology, and I love all that shit. I don't take any stock in it personally.
No.
So in this, what I really liked about this so much is that they went full send, Old Testament, as accurate as you could possibly fucking get it. What does it mean to be a demon? And if it gets a little boring, put a little spin on it. You're hearing it from a demon to begin with, so it doesn't have to be all the truth. You know what I mean? So it's an easy thing to manipulate. Man, they fucking hold on to that, like, and they take little things from everywhere else. Like, he can't possess him until the doctor says, "I'll let you possess me. Go ahead, possess me." That's like the first thing he's gotta get him to say.
His invitation.
Yes, and boy, it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, he invites him in at one point, and then he kind of mocks him for not consuming him at that point. And he pretty much, Flannery tells him it's a waiting game. It's got to be the right time.
Yeah. I like it. I like it when they bring the priest in. I thought that actually was nice. Was nicely done. They come in to bring the priest in. He's like, "Get out of here! The fucking carpenter send you." So he's got this, like, the way that the way that Flaherty, like, recedes into this fucking, like, kooky dude, who is like, by halfway through the movie, I'm like, God damn, he's good. Like, just really, really putting the butter on it. You know what I mean?
And it's just various subtle changes in his voice and his cadence.
Yeah, there's a couple times when he, like, snaps up from the, you know what I mean? He'll, like, jerk his chains or whatever, because he's, you know, fucking chained to the table. It's death row. I like the, goddamn, just the, like, he's such a shitty entity or whatever, because it's like the guy comes and he's like, "How about your last meal?" There's a little interruption. He makes the lawyer upset or whatever, and he leaves the room, and he's like, the guy comes, he's like, "Hey, what you want for your last meal?" And then the demon he lets,
like, bacon cheeseburger and a shake. I remember that. And he's like, you know, in tears, "Please don't mess this up.
It's really important to me."
Yes.
And then the demon Nefarious, or what was it?
Nefarious.
He who is nefarious. Just so many good fucking little tweaks on everything. It gives it a real authenticity.
It does. Even the Latin verses that he spits out toward the end of the movie.
And it's weird to see how many scenes are there in this movie? 5? Not scenes, like
locations,
settings.
I guess.
Yeah, settings. 5?
Probably.
One of them probably includes the drive the drive to the prison. Yeah, they all pretty much take place. And then there's a fun little thing at the end. But how you feel about the lawyer guy? Not the lawyer guy. The fucking
the psychiatrist.
The psychiatrist guy.
I think he played his role very well. He was convincing.
I liked him. Yeah, because he's kind of smarmy. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Just a fucking kind of Weasley looking dude. And you're like, I don't fucking even know about this guy. Whatever. Fucking team Sean Patrick Flaherty for now. And man, the more he kind of came out of his shell a little bit too, and it was a fucking really strong, just a strong performance. Like, I liked it. I don't recall anything else I've seen him in.
I don't either. In the murders of which Nefarious speaks, he eventually calls the psychiatrist out, and the first one he asks, I believe her name was Carol, was asking how she was.
Oh yeah, what's she doing today?
And he tells the demon, "If you know so much about me, you know she's dead." Well, the demon then asks, how does it feel that you killed your mother?
Yeah.
And then through more dialogue, you find out that his mother was terminally ill, and she was able to elect to commit suicide.
Yeah.
So Nefarious puts that on him as murder 1.
Yeah. Well, I think he might have had just the power of attorney. He might have had power of attorney and just euthanized her.
Potentially, yeah, because she was worth over $1 million from what it could have been 3.
Oh, that's what he says. Like 3. He's like, oh, he said something. He's like, you're gonna what? Kill me? I'm not worth $3.6 billion or whatever.
Yeah,
how 3.6 million or whatever.
And then do you remember who the second murder was, or what the second murder was?
Oh yeah, because he's like, hey, what's your old lady? What's she doing right now? And he's like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, that was you gonna kill that baby or whatever. His girlfriend was getting an abortion.
Yeah.
And he's like taunting him about it. He rushes out of the room. That's when the burger guy comes in.
Yeah.
But he rushes out of the room, calls the clinic, and she's like, oh, we're just taking her to recovery. But man, he is like Flaherty's really stepping on the gas in this. Like as this thing ramps the fuck up.
And I think really after quote unquote murder number 2, it really settles into him. Maybe something really is going on here that I'm unaware of.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because he's like, how would he know? How would he know?
Yeah.
Unless he were really a fucking demon. That's how. Like an Old Testament fucking immortal demon. Goddamn, fucking entertaining, man. Entertaining stuff. I really, really got a fucking kick out of it. It's hard to stress like how good the dialogue is without just like reciting the movie for you, and I don't want to do that because that would spoil it.
It's pretty much all we would be able to do. Hour and a half flick. It's breezy. It's really it holds your attention.
Yeah, it is brisk. It's well paced, which very nice. I give it accolades, man. I fucking really like this. As far as the ending goes, so, the last one he gets fucking, the psychiatrist so fucking upset that he's like, I'll sign your fucking death warrant right now, which is exactly what he wants.
Yeah, he wants the host body to perish.
Yeah, he's used it up, send it to hell. It's time to get a new whip.
And the Latin that he speaks toward that scene, I did look up the translation. Loosely it translates to, however, you are foolish so that you may not understand. It must be continued.
It's fucking good stuff, dude. I'm coming. Here we go. Get settled in. Hell yeah. So, the ending. So there's a bit when the lawyer's real upset. I keep calling him a lawyer. Psychiatrist is real upset. Rightfully so. And he's like, I'll make you a fucking deal. Make you a fucking deal right now. Anything you want in the whole wide world. If you kill me. Like anything. What would you want? And he just tells him, he's like, no, fuck you. And then later, right before he gets executed, he's like, what do you say to my master's deal?
While he's in the execution chamber.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, while he's being strapped down to the chair. Wild. He's like, it's still an option in Georgia. Nobody ever chooses it. He's like, but you did. He's like, I want Edward to suffer. Like, just the body he's in.
Oh, yeah. What was it? Edward Wayne Brady.
Yeah. Woo! That's a good one. That's a good one.
I mean, the execution scene was brutal. The only thing I can compare it to is the Green Mile, and I don't even think the execution scene in the Green Mile lives up to that.
I don't think so either. No, man. That is if that's Sean Patrick Flaherty, that is a hell of a physical performance.
Yeah.
I can't really tell if it's like cut in with a double or whatever, but he's just arcing up the fuck out of that chair.
Arcing, foaming.
Oh yeah, it's brutal and lasts quite some time.
Yeah, it's because they've got to hit him twice. So he's not declared dead after the first shock.
Yeah, pretty gnarly stuff. I liked the guy that played the priest. Did I already say that?
I don't know if you mentioned.
I don't think so. But anyway, I really like the guy that played the priest. He comes in, fucking old Flaherty. He just fucking jerks up from the table. He's like, fucking, who sent you? The carpenter? He like keeps referring to Jesus as the carpenter. Yeah. Man, good stuff. Even when he's like, it was our biggest mistake. The worst thing that we ever did in the history of existence was killed the carpenter. We thought it would be an A+ move for us, and then the world would be ours. And, he goes into a big spiel about all this stuff, and it fits the narrative fits so tightly that it is really interesting to watch the whole thing flesh out.
And I thought what the priest had to say was interesting. How it just seemed like a lot of things could be chalked up to mental illness or reading too far into things and not considering it as a parable.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that was that. So he's like, you mean to tell me you don't believe that demons are real? And he goes, no, not literally real. And he's like, oh, thank you for telling me that. Like, he just gets so much relief. Okay, you can go now.
Yeah.
This was a nice chat.
Just so casual about it once he realized he didn't believe in him.
Yeah, he's such a fucking creepy just a creepy fucking scuzzy bastard. Also, like the way he seemed like he was genuinely terrified over and disgusted with some stuff. You know, when he's talking about Jesus, he refers to him as the carpenter, like if it were a slur.
Yeah, because he wouldn't mention him by name.
Right. Yeah. So, man, it just the level of thought that went into writing these two characters, I think, is phenomenal. I like the warden, don't love him, but I like him.
I remember what the warden had said whenever he offered the psychiatrist a cigarette.
Yeah.
I buy a pack of these for every execution. Then the psychiatrist asks, "Are there ever any left?"
Yeah.
After that, never.
Never. Yeah. Yeah. I imagine being the warden at a fucking prison that does the death penalty during, especially the sentencing of an execution. I bet that is stressful as a motherfucker.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it kind of is murder one way or another. You know, I mean, I'm for the death penalty in clear-cut cases, but you know there's always some that slip through the cracks.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like serial killers that just do it for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, slip through the cracks as in it's inevitable innocent people have been put to death.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. That's it, though. I think if we talk about anything else with...
We're pretty much just going to, dialogue the whole movie here for you guys.
Yeah. Let's see here. How many broken pinky... Okay. You have 10 thumbs. No, you have 10 fingers, right? But all of you...
Eight fingers and 2 thumbs.
You have 8 fingers. And those 8 fingers are now thumbs. Okay, now imagine
then you
those...
have 10 thumbs.
Yeah, you have 10 thumbs. And imagine those thumbs are broken pinky fingers.
Okay.
How many out of 10 of those things I said would you give this?
I would give the movie a solid 9.25.
Okay, now I'm going 9.5. I fucking had a blast with this.
I did too, and honestly, I was surprised you liked it as much as you did. I was expecting whenever I texted you to be like, it was shit.
Oh no, I don't care. I'm a soft critic, man. I like way more stuff than I don't like. When I do like something, or when I do dislike something, I'm like, this is bad. I don't like this. This is the opposite of neutral. Like, even I have strong negative feelings about this thing I'm watching. I will still watch all of it.
Yeah.
But I just like that one. Never revisit this. I would rewatch this.
I'm kind of like that as well. I want to be able to thoroughly hate a movie if
it's got some Silence of the Lambs vibes, kind of.
Somewhat. I can see the parallel.
Maybe more Hannibal, the series. It had a little more supernatural aspect to it.
I don't believe I ever watched any of them.
Oh, dude, that first season's a banger.
Season? I didn't know there was a series.
Yeah, Hannibal. It's got Mads Mikkelsen in it.
Okay. I thought you were just referring to, I don't know, was there a trilogy for Hannibal?
Oh,
like
yeah.
Red Dragon. And...
Silence of the Lambs. What's the fucking second one called? The third one's Red Dragon. Is it just called Silence of the Lambs 2? Surely it's not. Hannibal.
That's what I was wondering.
No, there's a TV show.
Okay.
It's fucking really good.
Does Mikkelsen play the Hannibal Lecter character?
He's the titular Hannibal.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have another... You know how he always has it's always a fascination with the detective. He a real smart detective will ask him for help, and then he just kind of goes along for the ride, you know? But they introduced another character named Will Graham, and he's a fascinating fellow.
It came up a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you all right over there? Yeah, so we are going to go watch another movie with a lot of supernatural fucking shit going on.
Should we state it now or wait?
You did 9.25. I did 9.5.
Correct.
Nice. Yeah, good movie. I say, go if you can find it. Fucking scoop that bitch up.
Definitely worth the rental fee.
Yeah, I think it's got rewatch value.
Absolutely.
I think it does.
I had watched it 2 weeks ago, and I decided to watch it again last night just so I would kind of have a fresh mind for the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. But we're gonna go watch Army of Darkness, which is a movie I have seen, but I think the last time I saw Army of Darkness, I was probably 18. Like I was a kid. It's been a long fucking time.
It's been within the last 5 years that I watch it, and I think it still has rewatch value.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I remember it being a blast, and then forever. One day I actually had money to go buy it, and I was like on a mission to get it. And I went to Best Buy, and Best Buy didn't have it. Then where do you go then?
Well, I believe I purchased my copy at Walmart.
Probably anywhere else. I probably could have got it. But... it's a different time, different time back then. Yeah, so we're gonna go watch that. We'll be back in a few minutes. Here's some metal. We'll be right back.
We're gonna get up in it, boy.
I'm just going to go ahead and hit record since we're talking about this mid-sentence. I can't fucking play horror games. I'm too fucking jumpy, man. It's not that I'm scared of them. It's that I am too jumpy. And it gives me the jumps, and I get so invested. I get that jump sensation so much.
Well, then you get anxious about it.
I can't enjoy it. Yeah, I can't fucking enjoy it. It's not like I'm going to go to bed and have nightmares. You know what I mean? I'm a big boy. I'm not scared of the boogeyman. It's got to be an audible snicker. It's an audio platform. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Piss. Okay, we're back. We watched fucking Army of Darkness, the third in the original Evil Dead series. If you're not familiar with Army of Darkness, it's an R-rated 1992 horror adventure film, 1 hour, 36-minute runtime. 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb, 68% on Rotten Tomatoes. Where'd my Google go? There we go. 92% of Google users like this movie. Release date February 19th, 1993, directed by Sam Raimi, budget $11 million US. Distributed by Universal Pictures and Metro Goldwyn Mayer Films. Cinematography by Bill Pope. Let's sing some praise for fucking Bill Pope. I think he did a pretty bang-up job, to be honest with you. This stars, if you've never seen it or heard of it or live under a rock, culturally speaking, or are a young person, I could see where this you might have missed this. Bruce Campbell, Ivan Raimi, Beth Davids, Ted Raimi. I fucking love Ted Raimi, anything. Marcus Gilbert, Bridget Fonda, and Richard Grove. So got some good heavy hitters in there. Chad, what would you say Army of Darkness is about? I mean, we don't normally this is like a cult bad film, but it's not bad, but you would watch it objectively and go, okay, like this, does it visually strike you as something that's real and sincere? No, it does not.
No.
There's stop motion animation and bad backdrops, but it's done genuinely, and it feels nice.
Yeah, I mean, as far as what the movie's about, it's of course a continuation of Evil Dead. It focuses on Ash, who gets pulled back into time through a wormhole into medieval times, and he has to find the Necronomicon Est Mortis in order to be sent back to present day.
Yep. Pretty much it. Gonna blow up some fucking deadites. Blow up some fucking deadites and kiss some ladies.
Gonna get Me Too'd for that.
Yeah, he is gonna get Me Too'd for it. There's some ridiculous shit in here. I haven't seen this in a really long time. I was expecting some slapstick comedy, good one-liners, some funny monsters, stop-motion animation stuff. Delivered on all.
I was about to say, bang, it's all there.
Yeah, delivered on all of them. One thing I like about the way that Sam Raimi does his like monsters or ghouls or whatever you want to call them, they walk a fine line between horrifying and kind of funny. Like all of them do.
Like the Flying Goblin.
Oh my god, I fucking love the Flying Goblin, but that's probably my favorite thing in it. Fantastic stuff. And when he fights the bone version of himself at the end.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was quite nice. But yeah, it's just a little brisk, like, fucking hero's journey. Pretty much all it is. And then he goes home. And then, oh no, the evil has followed him back to his world again.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there's not another one after this. There's the remake after this.
Yeah.
And then I believe Evil Dead Rise is a sequel to the remake. But this storyline, where we follow Ash, this is continued in the Ash vs. Evil Dead series.
Right, which I believe it was on Stars.
I don't remember what it was. I just found out that I had it one day, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm fucking binging this.
Yeah, I ended up watching all 3 seasons, and it was really good.
I think maybe I just watched 2. I think the third one, they might have still been making it, and maybe I don't have Stars anymore.
Okay. Shop Smart, Shop S Smart.
Hardware section. What was it? Was it hardware? Sporting goods. Damn.
Well, whenever they come back to present day, it's housewares, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Or he's working in housewares.
Yeah.
Whatever. Dude, it's fucking funny, man. He's got his silly car. Like, they keep bringing the car back. You know what I mean? For more gags in the movie. It's very funny. So this is deliberately a comedy. We don't cover a lot of these. Not that I have any problem with it, because it fits the bill for everything that we're looking for. So I would say, although most people would tell you this is an objectively good film, I would say, oh man, it is pretty good though. Like, it's got all the hallmarks of just what a good story like this needs to work right.
Yeah, it does have some replay value, but it definitely diminishes if you watch it too often.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that being the case. But having not seen it in so long, man, I had a fucking hoot with this. I remembered the very beginning. I remembered the end. Watching the middle of it was like all new shit to me. I did not remember, like, the pit. I didn't remember none of that.
Okay, yeah, where the blood fountain.
Yeah. I like that. That was fun. I love stop motion animation, so it's always like, it just tickles me a little bit anytime I see it used in anything, especially. Like, the stop motion in this looks a lot like the stop motion in like Clash of the Titans. So it's not a very tight, like, Fantastic Mr. Fox by Wes Anderson stop motion.
Yeah.
It's a little herky-jerkier than that, and I like it. I think it's charming.
I think that makes it more convincing, and it does definitely let you know, hey, this is stop motion, you should appreciate it.
Yeah, it's its own thing. The own style of animation, and I love it. Fucking can't get enough of it.
Like we had talked, they actually spun around and done comic books based on Army of Darkness. Just to mention a few that were kind of funny: Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, Army of Darkness / Xena Warrior Princess : why not? Xena versus Army of Darkness : what again? I mean, there's probably 10, 15 on this list. Something interesting about it. And they even made a few video games based on it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I guess I must have never made the connection that those games were based off of that franchise, I guess. I don't know. And that's where we opened up, is like, I can't play horror games. That's probably why, because I just ignore them because I know I can't enjoy them, so I just don't even try.
I never could get into them either.
Now, I can watch somebody else play a horror game. That's fine. I don't get myself too invested in it.
Yeah, and you're not having to focus on it and do tasks.
Right. Yeah, I tried it like Birdman loves this game, fucking Alan Wake.
I've heard of it. I recognize it.
Yeah. Man, I tried to play it. I played it for like 45 minutes, and I had to fucking turn it off, man, because I'm just like, I can't operate a controller even when I know it's coming. You know, like, oh, I died, and I have to go back, and I got to do that again. Like,
right, the same thing's gonna be there, but it's still gonna make you jump.
I'm still gonna have the same reaction to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No fun for me. But I love it. If you're not familiar with these, or you've somehow have totally missed this forever, You've got your lead character Ash. He's got one of his hands cut off.
Cut it off with a chainsaw.
It's from Evil Dead 2, right?
I believe so.
When he cuts it off. It's been a minute since I've seen that one too. But anyway, he's got a chainsaw fitting for his hand, so he like has a chainsaw hand, and he usually carries a shotgun or a gun or a rifle of some sort. A lot of fun, man. Just a fun, cool fictional character. He's got a lot of snappy one-liners.
Some of the voiceovers for the background characters, like the skeletons, are pretty comical.
Oh yeah, loving those guys. They're just, if they would say more outrageous shit, this would be just a real knee slapper.
Yeah.
But a lot of their little, they're like, yeah. It's just silly, you know what I mean? But it fits the tone of the whole thing.
It does.
Fun movie, man. I like the zombies. I like the concept of how this, like, the evil, I guess, is just the antagonist, and it's done well where, you know, it can be anywhere, which is kind of, I mean, that's really our big connection. But this is a thing that can just hop from person to person, just like
Nefarious.
Fucking Nefarious. Yeah, Sean Patrick Flaherty.
Something I really like that they done in this movie is the evil, I guess you would say, in the forest, where it chases him into the cabin or the windmill.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't show an actual monster, and that's what creates the fright out of it, because it's an unknown entity.
Well, it's like, as they're cruising the camera, so I guess they just have a gimbal, and somebody's just sprinting through the woods carrying a camera.
Yeah.
But there's a bit where it's like, it's going like up to little dead trees, and they're like
exploding in half.
Splitting in half in front of it. I would be curious to know how they accomplish that. If that whole thing is like just a prop and a device that's made to look like a tree, or if there was a practical thing that they did to make that happen during filming. It's very cool. I think it looks great. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know how much more I can say about it. It's a fun film.
It is, and I'm looking here, and it says that Raimi stated the next Evil Dead film will be Army of Darkness 2. Says Bruce Campbell confirmed that he would star as an older, but not necessarily wiser Ash.
Nice. Well, that's certainly what he did in the series. So we were talking about it a little bit before we sat down. You're a big fan of the series?
Yeah.
I like the series as well. I wish I would have finished all of it, but I'm going to try to seek it out. Maybe I'll just buy that third season.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, a lot of fun show, man. I fucking really, really enjoyed that one. Let's see here. What else to say about this? I mean, it's such a cultural hallmark. It's like, how long can you talk about Forrest Gump? You know, like everybody's seen Forrest Gump.
Well, it's a film with a cult following, a lot like Fight Club or The Boondock Saints.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
It's kind of a niche thing, I would say, but the people that like it definitely like it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think it's a hoot. I think it's a lot of fun for anybody who wanted to check it out. Yeah, I how many fucking chainsaw thumbs? If you give it fucking chainsaw thumbs, Chad? Like Cher.
I would probably give it 7.5.
7.5, yeah. I think I would agree with that. 7.5 seems very fair to me. If I would have seen this in 1992 when it came out, it would have fucking rocked my world.
I wouldn't have remembered it.
Well, yeah, I mean at the time. Oh, that's true. It's also true. You're younger than I am, yeah. Or are we? You know, maybe.
Whenever it was released, I had a really bad seizure and I have amnesia from that period of time.
Is that true?
No.
Okay. I was like, can't believe you never told me that, man. I've known you for fucking years. What the hell? Oh, Chad. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Fucking Army of Darkness. Good time. Check it out. I guess let's do the next segment of the show. What you been watching?
Hey, what you watching?
Chad.
Recently we've been watching the series The 100.
Man, somebody else was telling me that they started watching that recently, and I'm like, that's been on Netflix for fucking years. Long time.
I had previously watched like the first 2 seasons and then just kind of went on to something else.
How are you finding it? Because I never watched it. Alicia, one time I had to work out of town, and while I was gone, Alicia binged like half of the first season because I just wasn't here. Not here. This was years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
I still traveled for work. But yeah, she watched it and she's like, oh man, you got to watch the show or whatever. I think maybe I put on one episode and fell asleep and just never tried it again. So I'm curious now that you and somebody else has brought it up to me in the last fucking, I don't know, 3 weeks. How is it going?
I really like it. I think we're nearing the end of the 3rd season now, so it's into territory now that I've never seen.
Oh, nice. So you saw some of it?
Yeah, like I said, I had watched like the first season, maybe into the 2nd season, but I definitely didn't progress much further than that. But a little tidbit I did find interesting, there's 100 episodes.
Whoa. And how far are you?
I want to say like season 3, episode 8 or so.
How many episodes a season?
How many episodes are there?
Yeah.
100.
Episodes of the season?
No, per season?
Oh, yeah. I just meant per season.
I don't know. Let me look it up really quick because I think there's 7 seasons.
Damn, that must have been a tough sell at the studio to be like, listen, I'll write this for you, but you have to guarantee me 100 episodes.
Yeah, so that means that it's not even going to be the same number every season. 7 seasons, 13 the first season, 16 second season.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, like I said, I'm on the 3rd season here.
Ooh, that might be a winter chores folding laundry fucking TV show.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm mid season 3, it looks like.
Nice. Well, that's what I did with Breaking Bad. I'm still watching Breaking Bad. I'm like halfway through the last season right now, and it's fucking really ramping up.
I only ever watched a couple episodes of that, but it's definitely something I want to check out.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, like some things people be like, oh, you gotta watch it. It's the best. It's the best because you remember it when it was the best. But other stuff's come out since then. So how did it age? I think Breaking Bad holds up.
Yeah.
There's some stuff in it that I'm like, well, that's a little bit cheesy, was the kind of thing that you saw in a bunch of TV shows in that era. But man, just the writing in it's fucking fantastic. It's good, really good stories. I mean, that's nothing nobody knows. That's like a darling revered as one of the most well-written TV shows ever.
It's something else we sat down and watched. I believe it was last weekend. The movie The Machine, the Burt Kreischer film.
I watched that too.
And his dad in there, I don't know, he looks really familiar. Mark Hamill?
Mark Hamill, yeah. Yeah, I really like that. I was surprised there weren't more like, oh shit.
I'm sure he'll have a real career someday.
Yeah. What was his name?
Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill?
Mark Hamill. Never heard of him. Yeah, fun movie, I thought. Like, didn't blow my doors off, but I for sure was entertained, and I laughed out loud at least twice.
Of course, it's not going to be a masterpiece, but it was definitely worth the watch.
I didn't want it to be a masterpiece.
No.
I wanted it to be like fucking Billy Madison.
It delivered.
And it kind of was that, you know what I mean? It was just kind of an it was a Big Daddy. Just a Adam Sandler film that was pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and worked for me. You know what I mean? Those things have replay value.
Definitely some good lines in the film, too.
What was the thing that was cracking me up the most? It was like the cultural shit at the end when the Russian mobster lady like shoots her dad, and then she's like, "Did I do that?"
Oh yeah, the Family Matters reference.
God damn, man, it's so funny when he's doing his Austin Powers thing, and they have no idea what it is.
They think it's his original material.
Yeah, they think it's his original. He's like, "Do I make you horny, baby?" They're like, "Do horny British man, do it." Fucking funny. But while they were watching, he's like, "Oh, lemon drops, fucking sugar, vodka, and lemons or whatever." And they're like, "The machine runs on lemons." And I remembered that because I've been getting lemons because I've been making fucking whiskey sours at home. And I was like, you know what? I have some vodka. I'm going to try out a lemon drop. And holy fucking shit.
Well, I thought it was odd. You said you don't believe you've ever tried them before.
I'd have never had a lemon drop. That was my first one. Just 2 shots of vodka, 2 shots of simple syrup. Shake, shake, shake.
Yep, down the hatch, baby.
Oh, and half a lemon. Like squeezed, not...
Yeah, fresh
You don't
squeezed.
put the whole... That's too big to garnish.
Yeah, and you don't want to do the store-bought lemon juice either.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's easier to measure with a real... It's because it's just half a lemon.
Yeah.
Done. There's no like, oh, I got to squeeze it all, and then how much is what? Da. Nah, man. It's fucking lemon. Cut it in 2. Half of that. Done. Goddamn makes a good drink, though. I'd never made simple syrup before, which is crazy because I've been drinking liquor forever. Like, old fashioned is my favorite drink. It calls for simple syrup.
Yeah.
But I just use like a sugar cube.
That's what I've always used as well.
Crazy. I'm gonna have to have myself one now. But I don't have any fucking orange bitters on hand. Or oranges.
I don't have any oranges. I had bitters. You should have hit me up before I left.
Oh, yeah. It's just, I can only get them at Walmart. I
And
can't
I've got
fucking get
those-
them anywhere else. I gotta go to fucking Walmart. I fucking hate Walmart, bro.
I do. I just do the store pickup, man.
Oh, yes, bro. I'm gonna do a store pickup for just a thing of bitters.
Nah, it's gonna be like a $35 minimum order, but
God damn, I had to get whiskey too? Fuck.
that's a shame. No, but we go into Walmart every once in a while, but for the most part, we both do store pickup unless we spur the moment or if the kids need something. Otherwise, it's always store pickup.
I went in there the other day to pick up a prescription after work. And I went up to the counter. And the gal's like, "Oh, we just got your order. I'll mark you down for like in-store waiting." And I was like, "Okay, great. How long?" She's like, "It'd be like 15 minutes, 20 minutes." I was like, "Okay, I can walk around Walmart for 20 minutes. Not a
Right.
big deal. Just go look at some movies and shit or whatever. Fucking check out electronics." Walk back. And now, where earlier I just like walked right up to the counter. Now there are like 17 fucking people in line. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. So I sit there and I wait in line for another 10 minutes. She's like, "Oh, nobody filled it because we've been slammed." I'm like, "Bro." Like, I got it. God damn, man. Whew. It was supposed to be ready when I got there. It was at Walmart for like fucking an hour.
Can't deal with public. Just
No, I fucking hate Walmart.
people standing in the middle of aisles.
You know what I do love, though, is fishing. And if someone else, not me, but anyone else, loved fishing, drinking beer, and hated Walmart, what you could do, theoretically, you get yourself a 12-pack. If you're going to get some beer, you take your fishing hooks, you put them in the 12-pack. Nobody's going to know when you go to checkout. You pay for the beer, free fishing hooks.
Yeah.
You get to fish. I mean, hypothetically, that would work. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it would probably work.
It's only
If you wanted to.
It's only one way to find out.
Chad, write us at it's just 2 movies at gmail.com.
Yeah, I didn't mean for one of us to do it.
No, we'll do it anonymously, but tell me about any shit you've stolen from Walmart. That sounds like a blast. I knew a dude one time that would he'd get a new air mattress every year from Walmart. Because he just would go buy a new one, and then he'd roll the old one up and put it back in the box, and then just take it right back in and go, "It's got a hole in it."
Oh, I thought you were going to say he like walked out with a whole ass air mattress.
No, he just would walk in, buy one, and then return the old one and get his money back every fucking year. I was like, dude, I kind of hate that you're doing that to Coleman, but I don't mind that you're doing it to Walmart. You know what I mean? Oh, good stuff. What else I've been up to, man? Man, music. I was like talking to my kid earlier this week. We were just talking about music that's influential on you. You know, when you get older, you're like, I was showing her some of the stuff that I was like really had an impact on me as somebody who played music. And man, I went back. I've been listening to Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Silence by Glassjaw, that whole album. And it's an oldie but a goodie. I'd say that one probably hits my replay every other year.
I never really got into Glassjaw, but I do. The name does ring a bell.
Yeah. And Say Hello to Sunshine by Finch.
I do remember listening to Finch.
Such a weird album, man.
Bite Marks and Bloodstains. I remember that song.
Oh, I think that might be... Is that off Say Hello to Sunshine? It might be. I don't know. I'm fucking terrible with song titles after all these years. I could hear a couple licks of it and tell you which album it's on.
I just kind of have a mix of music. Like most of mine are just generated playlists by Spotify, but as far as bands that I listen to lately, August Burns Red, As I Lay Dying.
That's a good one.
Slaughter to Prevail.
So fucking crazy that dude fucking tried to hire somebody to kill his wife.
Yeah, an assassination plot, yeah.
Yeah.
Murder for hire.
That's weird. Does he know about divorce? I bet he's furious. And he's like, you mean what? I could have just had her sign a fucking paper.
I don't know, maybe it was easier to not deal with her anymore.
I got my picture taken with that dude once upon a time, and he's taking a knee and has his arm around me, and I think he might still be taller than me.
Very large man.
He's a fucking huge dude. That was a band that got a lot better as time went on.
Yeah.
Which isn't always what happens. Sometimes you'll get that first release is a banger, and then I guess maybe the pressure is too much.
Kind of like who was it? The Darkness. I Believe in a Thing Called Love.
Oh, yeah. I really tried that second album, I tried it.
That's the oldest song I think I've ever heard by them.
Yeah. So not fantastic. Yeah, what else? Anything else I've really been jamming on? I don't think so, man. Fucking podcasts. Now that I what I do now for my 9 to 5, I have a lot of time to listen to podcasts, and I burn through usually what I will drag out for like a week. I now burn through it in 2 days. So, always looking for any new podcast recommendations. If anybody else has got one out there for me, you can hit me up anywhere. Let me know. What do you got? You got something, Chad?
I listen to podcasts pretty much all day long at work. New one I stumbled on. I had heard of it before, but I never listened to it. Crime Hub. It's a true crime podcast, but all the episodes are relatively short. They're usually a breezy 30, 45 minutes or so.
Okay.
That's something Amy kind of wanted to get into, was more podcasts, but she doesn't want to sit through something like Time Suck, for instance, 2+ hour episodes. Yeah.
Yep. Well, she'd go back and listen to some episodes of Hollywood Thumb. Those are 20 minutes in and out, quick adventure. I mean, they're news, though, so they're not really.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to bring those back, but I just don't know if I'm ready for the extra workload yet. I will be. I don't know. Give me a couple of months. We'll get back to doing it.
Yeah, once you get adjusted to what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Or
hell, I might just do them myself and make them even shorter, 10 minutes.
Did you ever finish the episodes of that podcast, Small Town Forgotten?
Yeah, I think so. Quite a time. It's about that murder that happened around here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, oh wait, they finished it, didn't they? They come back and do more? Because I didn't listen to it if they came back and did more.
It depends when you last listened to it, because I think...
Maybe like a year ago?
That's what I'm wanting to say. A year ago was the last episode. Because it kind of seems like it's in limbo anymore.
I thought you were going to say Leadwood for a second.
No.
Which is right around here, actually. It's a fucking shit show. Sorry if you're from Leadwood and listening to this, but it's a shit show. I'm not telling you anything you don't know.
The last episode, October 28th of 2022.
Oh, okay.
So it's been a little...
Yeah, that's cool. It was a pretty cool show. It's like neat to learn that little local piece of history. Because if you tell anybody, about the murder that happened around this area in Bonne Terre, Missouri, most people will tell you like the Lewis's murder, and that's got nothing to do with the Lewis's.
See, I'm not even familiar with that one.
Oh, what's in fucking this dude cut up his parents, cut him up and buried him in the corral to like inherit the property or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And a fucking as I understand it, coyotes started digging up body parts.
Their remains.
Yeah, and that's what got them busted.
Yeah,
Other than that, they were already getting away with it scot-free. That's fucking crazy. And that, fun fact, happened about 2 miles as the crow flies from where I grew up.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. It'd be a short 4-wheeler ride there right now.
Well, hell, even from where I live to where you live, it would be a relatively short 4-wheeler ride if you could just go through, a straight path.
Right. Yeah. Well, I wish I need to get one of those fucking, what are they called?
Hovercrafts?
Quads. No. Yeah, that'd be fucking dope. I'd love a hovercraft. How do you put the brakes on that thing? You know what I mean?
I'd just settle for a hover round.
What's that?
The scooters.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. All right. That would be pretty dope. Yeah. Just a Segway. I'd take a Segway. It'd have to be badass, though.
Didn't the creator of the Segway die on a Segway?
Speaking of Segways, how about the next portion of our show where there aren't any more portions of the show? That was it. I just really wanted to make that Segway joke. Did he die on a Segway?
I believe he rode off a cliff or something.
Fucking A. He just thought it could fly all of a sudden.
Possibly. He may have had a pretty sweet cape or something.
Yeah, I could have. Yeah. Could have had wings on it. Thought he was Batman. I just uttered to himself, "I'm Batman." As he fucking.
He should have learned from mythology about Icarus.
Right. Yeah. Who flew too close to the sun, famously on a Segway. Oh man, well, fuck it. That's about all I got, dude. I think I'm tapped. That's gonna do it. Is there anything else you wanted to tell anybody else about while we're on? Any other good solid recommendations, or like, oh, I checked out this thing and it was fucking awesome?
Nah, man. I think we can wrap her up.
All right. Fuck. I was supposed to have a post-it on my little screen here that says call to action because I haven't done it. Leave a like if you could, if you've gotten this far into the show for whatever reason. What else?
Download on Spotify.
Yeah, download fucking wherever. I don't give a shit where you listen to it. I mean, just listen to it while you're on the shitter. Listen to it while you're at work. Have your Bluetooth automatically disconnect to a part where I'm like, oh yeah, fucking and that's the part that other people hear you listening to, you know, in a public setting. Like perhaps at the park or like picking your kids up from school. Don't listen to this show picking your kids up from school. Don't. I don't even fucking play this shit in front of my kid when I pick her up from school. I'm like, oh, educational. Oh, Daddy was just listening to some educational podcasts.
Oh, Daddy was just listening to stuff they don't want you to know.
Yeah. I couldn't really get into stuff they don't want you to know.
I listened to a couple episodes.
I don't know. How did you find it?
Lackluster.
Yeah, same. I like stuff to blow your mind, but those guys are like doing a lot of fucking research. You know what I mean?
It's like a tech deck.
Yeah. So check us out on Facebook or Instagram or Threads or YouTube, TikTok. Yeah, actually, if you do listen to the show and for whatever reason you just don't follow us on YouTube, follow us on YouTube too. I'm trying to get a couple more YouTube followers on there. Thanks for sticking around. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. And as we say at the end of every episode of It's Just Two Movies. Yeah.
You guys aren't gonna start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's call that gold talk for a one-eyed Batman.
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence? Or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
The Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our mind.
Cousin businesses are booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, special thanks for the people who helped make this show. That is going to be Russ Tafari, God-Sized and Growing, and Sons for our music, Lamplighter Productions for our artwork. Oh yeah, I definitely want to throw out a thanks to Dave, who takes care of our YouTube platform, and Justin, who has started doing our TikTok. You can find us on TikTok at Just Two Movies Pod. Yeah, so hit us up on socials and tell your friends and leave us a like if you could. That's the show. Are you ready to kick it off, Chad?
I believe so.
Okay. You want me to use your last name or no?
No.
Okay. Just Chad.
Like Cher.